Guess you boys heard the news. Old Mel Trotter passed on today. 25 years preaching the gospel. The Lord finally called Mel away. Yeah, Mel's penance is finally over. He's cast his last burden down. For Mel Trotter, he wasn't always a preacher. He was once the sorriest SOB in town. You see, Mel Trotter was once the town drunk, a man of disreputable means. He drank whiskey 24/7, till one night he had a dream. Afterwards, Mel gave up the booze, started giving his testimony. To hear Mel's story put goosebumps on your arms. You could tell the man was no phony. Mel's story begins with his wife and baby daughter in a shack where they lived by the tracks. Miss Trotter ironed clothes and took in laundry, carrying the baby around on her back. Mel came home from drinking one morning. He could tell things were out of place. His wife sat there at the kitchen table, an ashen look there on her face. For the little girl had grown sick the night before, her temperature now 102. The doctor was called to examine the little girl, saying it was a bad case of the flu. The kindly doctor had written a prescription. The drugstore in town had the pills. Miss Trotter had borrowed $10 from a neighbor to get the prescription filled. So she handed Mel the $10 bill, said, "Please, hurry home, Mel." But Mel's thoughts were already racing, and his life would soon turn to hell. For old Mel, he never made it to the drugstore. He went to the liquor store instead. He was still drunk the next morning when they came and told him that the little girl was dead. The next day, a drunken Mel, he waddled down to the funeral home. Standing there beside the casket with his little baby, he was all alone. He gazed down at the little girl. She was fast asleep. Then he slipped his hand into the casket and stole the shoes off the little girl's feet. That night, in a drunken stupor, still drunk on wine from the little girl's shoes, the good Lord came calling on old Mel Trotter and took away his need for the booze. He took Mel down to hell's gates, down to the fiery pits below. And he showed Mel firsthand where bums and derelicts always go. When Mel awoke from his dream, he was forever a changed man. He went down to the local church and got saved, started preaching throughout the land. Yeah, many nights I've heard Mel preach, doing his best to save the world, trying to reach a few lost souls while seeking atonement for the dead little girl. Now Mel, he'll join his wife and baby daughter. He's cast his last burden down. Mel Trotter finally paid his penance for being the sorriest SOB in town.